This time, let's venture down to the South. And this is the greatest Southern rapper of all time, the greatest Southern hip hop artist of all time. That's, of course, Brad Jordan, aka Scarface. Now, this man has an illustrious career, one of the best discographies, clearly the king of Southern hip hop. No challengers, it's not even close. Um, Anyone opposing what I just said will be blocked swiftly. Um, this channel is not a democracy, it's a dictatorship. Hit the like button, damn it. Share this video. Subscribe to this channel. Scarface is hilarious. Now, Scarface is an individual who made his name um, in that 1990s decade when you had, you know, New York was still the powerhouse, and then the West Coast had their run. Um, the Midwest, you had Common. Sure that's right. You had Common. You know, Bone Thugs out of Cleveland. Underground. Michigan, Detroit. Michigan. MC Bree. Esham. But Michigan hip hop never really had like a real like big era. It had moments. If you're in the underground once again, Esham, MC Breed, Eminem, he had D12 with him. But Detroit never really had like it was never like a gigantic movement. Like there was clearly times when New York, LA, you know, down south, but whatever the case. And Houston, Port Arthur, when you think of those places, it's Scarface, Willie D, UGK, Houston hip hop later on when you have Slim Thug and Paul Wall, Chameleonaire. Am I the only one who, to me, all of them was trash except Slim Thug. Slim Thug was fire. Slim Thug was nice. Officer Rick Ross, Officer Ricky, he stole that whole boss thing from Slim Thug. That's a fact. But he been stealing. Officer Ross, man, how many gimmicks has he taken? Fake Biggie Smalls, fake Rick Ross out of California, fake Slim Thug. He been stealing gimmicks. And hot wings. The lemon pepper. What is his obsession with whatever? But Scarface was an impact player in the '90s. The Diary, also obviously with the Ghetto Boys, obviously. But just speaking of him solo wise, the Diary, the whole like Scarface gimmick from I guess the movie, pretty much. Yeah. He worked with Tupac, obviously. He worked with Dr. Dre, worked with Ice Cube. He was there with NWA, all types of things. They could probably make a hell of a movie out of Scarface's life and career. Is my chain? Necklace. Anyway, but and he was also always known for a great storytelling. His voice, the thing about Scarface, his recording voice. A lot of times it sounded like his voice would go in and out. Like sometimes he wouldn't fully enunciate words, but that was like kind of his style. And he had a great impact on a lot of people. Tupac got a lot of inspiration and lyrics from him. Tupac was heavily influenced by Scarface and Spice One in that early '90s. Freddie Gibbs, he calls himself Baby Scarface or whatever he calls himself. Man, them Griselda niggas, they left some scars on Freddie Gibbs' face too. But shout out to Freddie Gibbs. Influenced by Scarface. Master P. Scarface was always somebody who was willing to work with people. A true artist. Like I said, great storyteller. Another one, he's one of the kings of introspective lyrics. Him, Tupac, Joe Budden, Nas, Ghostface, kings of storytelling and introspection. But he was hilarious. What do I mean? On his album in 2002, The Fix, classic album. I believe the Source magazine gave The Fix, I believe they gave it 5 mics. That is a tremendous album. I don't know if I would give it 5 mics. I have to listen to it again. I haven't listened to the entire album in a long time. The album is definitely a strong 4.5. I don't know if it's 5 mics, but he's hilarious. What do I mean? On a song on The Fix, he had a song called Sellout. First of all, there's a funny song on this album with Dub C called I Ain't the One. Dub C, one of the greatest flows ever. Dub C he had a section of his verse on that song where he's like something about ice cream cones and licking a I don't want to say it. Maybe I'll save that for another video. But this album is legendary, tremendous album. It might be Scarface's last great album. This is '02. This is also the period I talked about Scarface collaborating. This is also the period when he's working with Kanye West and Beanie Siegel and Jay-Z, another biter. But let's see here. Oh Lord, I done lost the damn place. All right. The hilarious lyric is, I got niggas I was raised with who know who I am. Lil Brad from out of South Acres, prone for scams. Never ducked the mother ever. I was down for the dirt. I got respect from older cats because I was down for the work. When Fondren had his great skate, I'd roll to the club. Now, I believe this is a skating rink, and if you know Scarface or Willie D, I think they did have like some crazy stories of like early Ghetto Boys show at like some skating rink. And like, I don't know if like shootouts broke out or fights or gonorrhea. Some crazy things are happening in the early days. That's another thing. The Ghetto Boys, that's a movie right there. Willie D, Lil Bushwick. So anyway, that's that. I guess that's the reference to that. Drunk off the Bird, I guess Thunderbird. Scarface is old school. Jay Prince is old. Scarface is old school. Drunk off the Bird with thumbtack holes in my glove. Stood in the corner waiting for Bull to jump off. And in the event it jumped, you saw a fool get stomped. There it is. Can't get this S no realer than that. I got to keep my monetization. Plus, me censoring the cussing makes this video more comical. Let me see. Here we go. This is the funny part. Had a super boxing game, but now I'm peeling your cap. I done been in fist fights with niggas twice my size. Got an incredible record, 27-5. And the 5 losses I got, I had to redeem them. So he had to fight me every time I seen him. Scarface is he's a brilliant vocalist, lyricist, poet. He's a voracious orator. He's vociferous in his delivery. He's prolific in his craft. This was funny as hell to me. They talking about stomping people at the skating rink, but the part where he says, I done been in fist fight with niggas twice my size. Got an incredible record, 27-5. He was Roy Jones Jr. You know, speaking of Roy Jones, subscribe to my sports channel where I talk sports. It's amazing how Roy Jones was destroying everybody, but as soon as he lost to Tarver, he was never the same. But you can definitely make a case Roy Jones is the greatest boxer of all time. He went from, what was it, super middleweight to light heavyweight to heavyweight champion. Come on, nobody could beat him for like forever. That one loss, what was that one loss he had? Was it Montel Griffin? That was some nonsense. Then he came back and beat him to death. You can make an argument that, first of all, Roy Jones is the greatest boxer of all time. And you can argue he's the best boxer in the 90s. Him, Lennox Lewis. You can argue that. Prince Nassim, so on and so forth. But speaking of boxing, I got an incredible record, 27-5. And the 5 losses I got, I had to redeem him. So he had to fight me every time I seen him. Who is this? Who are the 5 people who defeated Brad Jordan? This man could have been heavyweight champion. He could have fought Tyson, Holyfield, Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe was slurring his speech. But Riddick Bowe was in a Biggie video in '97. Yeah. What was it More Money, More Power? The golf scene, because Tiger Woods was big then, and is Puffy in jail? Whatever. But with that said, good lord, too much cuss words on here. This might be yellow. I got to get out of here. The song is called Scarface Sellout. If you haven't heard it, look it up. Tremendous song. This is a great album. The Fix, classic album. Um, I gotta listen to this whole album again. This is the album for those that might not remember. This I believe this one did have My Block, which did they put My Block? I think My Block wasn't on the show soundtrack or something like that. No. Was Scarface My Block? And then there was a Tupac remix. The Scarface My Block record. I think that was on. Was it on the show soundtrack or was that on? It might have been on. Was it on the Million Man March soundtrack? Because that soundtrack had Running from the Police with Tupac and Biggie and Dramacidal. I'm trying to think what was My Block on. I could look it up, but it's not that serious. But check this one out. Hit the like button. Share this video. Subscribe to the channel. If you want a song reacted to, if you have a video request, if you want to just support the channel, if you like this content, you can hit the super chat, super thanks, whatever, or you can donate to the Cash App. It's in the description of this video. Cash App, $XDN online. I'm up out of here.